now. We have another important topic in the series of the floral parts. जो हम floral parts पढ़ रहे थे, different parts of the flower. We were discussing the structure of the flower. So इसमें जितने भी parts हमने पढ़े, एक और important part आपके सामने मैं discuss करूँगा. That is the tepal. We have to discuss tepal here. The whorl of the tepals is known as the perianth. ठीक है? So perianth is the collective term for the tepals. So we are well aware now with the different parts of the flower. We have sepal, we have petal, we have stamen, we have carpel. We have calyx, we have corolla, we have androecium, and we have gynoecium. Again, sometimes we get confused. Some flowers, like we have tulip, we have lilium, and these are monocot families, some of the monocot families of the flower plants. We have neither distinction of the sepal and the petal. Means the sepal and the petal are not clearly distinct. We get confused which whorl is the sepal, which whorl is the petal. So in such flowers, there is a collective term used for such condition of the sepals and the petals. That is known as the tepal. So tepal जो है, it is a collective term. The collective term used when there is no distinction between sepal and petal. We get confused whether which whorl of the flowers is sepal or with the petal. So there is no clear distinction between sepal and petal. We cannot distinguish the sepal from the petal. It looks like same. So then we use the collective term for the such sepals and petals which are neither clearly distinct. So that is the tepal. So tepal is the collective term for the sepals and petals when there is no clear distinction between them. Actually, what is tepal? Tepal है क्या? It is actually the anagram of petal. Anagram of petal. So tepal is actually the anagram of petal. So what is anagram? It is the reorientation. It is the reorientation of the 5 words of petal. So petal जो है, it's the term of 5 words. इसमें 5 words हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. P-E-T-A-L, petal. So these words are reoriented. ये हम reorient करते हैं. जैसे इसको मैं order change करूंगा. T-E-P-A-L. So petal is reoriented into tepal. So it is the anagram. Tepal is the anagram of the petal. That is, it is formed by the reorientation of tepal. So tepal is the reorientation or the anagram of the petal. It is formed by the reorientation of the 5 words of petal. ये कुछ नहीं हमने किया है, हमने petal को घुमाया है. हमने petal को घुमाकर tepal बनाया है. और tepal is the term used when there is no clear distinction between sepal and petal. The scientist who first proposed the term perianth or the tepal for the such group of petals and sepals which are not clearly distinct was A.P. D. Candolle. A.P. D. Candolle. In 1827, he proposed the term tepal for the first time or the perianth for the first time. That is A.P. D. Candolle in 1827. And he also used the terms perigonium or perigon for the perianth or the tepal. So A.P.D. Candolle also used the term perigon or perigonium for the tepals or the perianth. So the first scientist who proposed the term perianth or the tepal was A.P.D. Candolle in 1827, and he also used the term perigonium and the perigon for the same. So perigonium or the perigon or the synonymous used for perianth or tepal. So, what is tepal now? It is the collective term used for the non-distinguished sepals and petals. When sepals and petals are not clearly distinguished, we get confused whether this whorl of the flowers is petal or the sepal. So, when there is no clear distinction, we use the term tepal. So, tepal is actually the anagram of the petal. It's formed by the reorientation of the 5 words or 5 letters of the petal. So, from the petal we get tepal. And the first scientist who used it, who proposed the term perianth for the tepal was A.P.T. Condolly. He uses the term in 1827, and he used also the perigonium or perigon for the same. So, hope you are getting me. So it was another term which I used to clear the confusion, which I discussed it there for the clear of confusion, because we often hear the word tepal and we get confused. What is this? Where from this we get? हमारे पास तो 4 वर्ल्स हैं, ये 5वीं वर्ल हमारे पास कहां से आ गई? So actually tepal is the collective term used for the sepal and the petals when there is no clear distinction between them. So I am going to wrap this now. I will add to your knowledge few examples where we can see this. So, if the tepal is colored, if the whorl of tepals is colored, that is other than the green color, that is other than the green color, अगर वो green color से कोई भी color के हैं, तो we use that is they are petaline. That is petaline. So petaline is the group of tepals when they are colored. That is, they are non-green. When they are other than the color of green, that is said to be the petaline tepals. They look like petals. They look like petals because petals are the non-green whorls of the plant. So here the tepal is non-green. It is colored other than the color of the green. That's why it looks like petal and it is known as petaline. So the tepal which is colored other than the green color, is this condition is known as petaline. If the tepal is green colored, if the tepal is green, then it is called as sepaline. We say this is sepaline. So अगर हमारे पास ये tepal green color का है, तब हम जाके उसे कहते हैं it is sepaline because it looks like sepal. Because sepal is the green whorl and the petal is the colored whorl. So when the tepal is colored other than the green color, it is said to be petaline. And if it is green, then it is said to be sepaline. So hope you are getting me. It is easy to remember. You should clear your confusion, your doubt about the tepal. So actually it is the reorientation, or I repeat it, it is a reorientation from the word petal. It is the anagram of the petal. And for example, यहाँ पे हमारे पास है, we have lilium and we have tulip. So if you have visited the tulip garden, if you will look minutely on the tulip, you will see the sepals. The sepals look like the petals. Look like the petals. So there is no clear distinction between sepal and petal. So there is the term used as tepal. And the tepals look like petals. Yeah, their sepals look like petals. So there is no clear distinction between petal and sepal. Which whorl is the sepal? Which whorl is the petal? So sepals there look like petals. Okay, this is petaline condition. So in these are the in some monocot families, monocotyledons, we have this condition when there is no clear distinction between sepal and petals. So in various angiosperm monocotyledon families, we have tepals. So tepal is a collective term used for the non-distinction of sepals and petals. Take, and the whorl of the tepals is perianth. So I have cleared the term perianth. So if we look now minutely, we have discussed the various floral parts. We have discussed the sepal, we have discussed the petal, we have discussed the stamen, and we have discussed in detail the gynoecium or the carpel. Now I am going to clear some important terms about the flower. the terms about related to flower which are often used and which we get confused. What are these terms? So I am going to discuss the terminology of the flower. So here I will say the heading terminology of the flower. Terminology of the flower. That is the terms used with the flower. फ्लावर के साथ हम बहुत सारे टर्म्स यूज करते हैं, तो उन टर्म्स को मैं आपके सामने एक्सप्लेन करने जा रहा हूं. एक टर्म हम यूज कर रहे हैं डाइक्लैमिडियस. डाइक्लैमिडियस फ्लावर, डाइक्लैमिडियस और डिप्लोक्लैमिडियस इसको हम बोलते हैं, डाइक्लैमिडियस फ्लावर. सो व्हेन वी use the term dichlamydious, what does it mean? What does we mean by the dichlamydious flower, or what are dichlamydious flowers? So I'll clear it. We have gone through the essential and the non-essential whorls of the plant. हमने essential whorls भी पढ़े, हमने non-essential whorls भी पढ़े बेटा. अपने previous lectures में जो हमने series of video lectures on the floral parts बनाए, तो उसमें हमने essential parts को पढ़ा, हमने non-essential parts को पढ़ा. और आपने पता है कि essential parts और non-essential parts इनमें on the basis of reproductive role division है. So non-essential वो directly हिस्सा नहीं लेते हैं reproduction में, और essential directly हिस्सा लेते हैं reproduction में. अब यहाँ पे उस फ्लावर को हम डाइक्लैमिडियस बोलते हैं जिस फ्लावर में दोनों नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स प्रेजेंट हो. मींस सेपल भी प्रेजेंट हो और पेटल्स भी प्रेजेंट हो. दैट इज बोथ नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स आर प्रेजेंट. जब एक फ्लावर में दोनों नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स प्रेजेंट हो, यानी सेपल भी और पेटल भी, या हम कहेंगे क्लैक्स भी प्रेजेंट है, करोला भी प्रेजेंट है, सो ऐसे फ्लावर को हम बोलते हैं डाइक्लैमिडियस फ्लावर. सो द फ्लावर विच कंटेन्स बोथ द नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स are said to be dichlamydious flowers. तो अगर आपसे कोई पूछेगा what is a dichlamydious flower, तो आप कहेंगे जिस फ्लावर में सेपल भी होता है, पेटल भी होता है, यानी दोनों नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं डाइक्लैमिडियस और डिप्लोक्लैमिडियस. एक हमारे पास इसका अपोजिट में आता है मोनोक्लाइमिडियस और हैप्लोक्लाइमिडियस. So what is monoclamidious or haploclamidious? Mono, as the name predicts, di means two. They are both two essential non-whorls, यानी sepal and petal. Here mono means single. अगर हमारे पास एक ही essential whorl present है, या तो sepal present है या तो petal है, यानी दोनों में से एक ही है, उसको हम बोलते हैं monoclamidious flower. When only one non-essential whorl is present. जब हमारे पास खाली एक ही नॉन एसेंशियल की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, नॉन एसेंशियल की. सो ऑन द बेस ऑफ प्रेजेंस और एब्सेंस ऑफ द एसेंशियल और नॉन एसेंशियल पार्ट्स, तो उसको वी हैव डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फ्लावर्स. वी हैव डाइक्लैमिडियस, that is having both non-essential whorls present. If we have only one essential present in the non-essential whorl present in the flower, we say it is monoclamidious. So when only one non-essential whorl is present, it can be either sepal or it can be petal, या sepal. So ऐसे flower को हम बोलते हैं monoclamidious. So when both the non-essential parts are present, the flower is said to be dichlamydious. If only one non-essential is present, then it is said to be monoclamidious. याद रखिए ये non-essential parts के बिना पे हैं. और एक और है जिसको हम बोलते हैं एक्लामिडियस फ्लावर और naked flower. That is when both non-essential whorls are absent. Neither petal is present nor sepal is present. So when both the non-essential whorls are absent. So neither sepal is present, neither petal is present, nor clax is present, nor sepal is present. such kind of flower is said to be achlamydious or naked flower. So we have three different terms, or we have three different types of flowers based on the presence or absence of the non-essential whorls. If both non-essential whorls are present, the flower is said to be dichlamydious, or you have the dichlamydious flower. If it is only one non-essential whorl is present, it is monochlamydious. And if neither non-essential whorls, if both the non-essential whorls are absent, neither sepal is present nor petal is present, that is said to be achlamydious. Okay? So hope you are getting. So another division of the flowers we have on the basis of position of flower. तो मैं उसको बताऊंगा. We have different types. यानी we have on the basis of flower, position of the flower, the terms used are, we have hypogynous flower, hypogynous flower. ठीक है? What is hypogynous flower? ये वो फ्लावर है जिसमें ओवरी, या हम कार्पल की बात करेंगे, it is on the top position than the other whorls. यानी सेपल, पेटल और स्टैमिन वो इससे नीचे हैं, इनकी पोजीशन नीचे है, एंड ओवरी इज एट द टॉप ऑफ दिस whorls. सो जब ओवरी इन whorls के ऊपर हो, टॉप पे हो, उसको हम बोलते हैं हाइपोगाइनस. बिकॉज द टर्म हाइपो मींस बेलो, गाइनस इज रिलेटेड टू द फीमेल पार्ट. सो व्हेन द whorls सेपल, पेटल एंड stamen or bellow in position than the carpel, then the flower is said to be hypogynous. Yeah, stamen, we have sepal and petal. They present below the carpel. I have simplified this term. मैं simplify करके आपको present कर रहा हूं. stamen, sepal और petal, ये तीनों whorl कार्पल से नीचे हैं, कार्पल से बेलो है. सो दिस इज द हाइपोगाइनस कंडीशन. यहां पे ओवरी टॉप पे है, यहां पे ये जो whorls हैं, सेपल, पेटल एंड स्टैमिन, ये नीचे इन पोजीशन है. देन दिस फ्लावर इज सेड टू बी हाइपोगाइनस, एज द नेम इटसेल्फ प्रेडिक्ट्स, हाइपो एंड गाइनस. एंड देन इन दिस टाइप ऑफ फ्लावर ओवरी इज सुपीरियर. इट इज सेड टू बी सुपीरियर बिकॉज़ इट इज एट द टॉप पोजीशन. अनदर वी हैव perigynous flower. It means the stamen, sepal and petal and the carpel, they are in between the carpel is in between the stamen, sepal and, so yahan pe carpel in between the other three whorls, वो आपको पता है, सेपल, पेटल एंड स्टैमिन, उनके बिटवीन में है. सो सच फ्लावर इज कॉल्ड पेरिगाइनस. और इसमें जो ओवरी है उसको हम बोलते हैं सेमी इंफीरियर, यानी ये इनसे न नीचे है न इनसे ज्यादा ऊपर है, इन बिटवीन. और आखिरी जो हमारे पास फ्लावर है दैट इज एपिगाइनस. सो नाम ही आपको बताएगा, एपी मींस अपॉन एंड गाइनस मींस फीमेल. तो यहाँ पे जो थ्री कार्पल इज बेलो then the other three whorls. So ऐसे फ्लावर को हम बोलते हैं एपिगाइनस. इसमें वो तीन जो हमारे पास whorls हैं वो टॉप पे हैं, ओवरी इसके नीचे हैं, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज सेड टू बी एपिगाइनस. एंड इसमें ओवरी होती है इंफीरियर, बिकॉज ओवरी नीचे होती है, कार्पल नीचे होता है इन पोजीशन देन द अदर थ्री whorls, और वो टॉप पे होते हैं. तो इस फ्लावर में ओवरी सुपीरियर, इसमें ओवरी सेमी इंफीरियर और इसमें इंफीरियर है ओवरी. सो आई होप यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस, यू हैव understood this, the very much topic. So we will, in next series of lectures, we will go in detail about the pollination and the terms related to the sexual reproduction in the flowers. Hope you have got it. Thank you very much.